Hello, sir. There was a bit shouting before. Did you hear here?
You were shouting?
No, a bit was shouting.
Okay.
Did you listen to a bit shouting?
Yes.
So, before we start the conversation, let me make something clear. Today's episode is not going to be two men, one cigar. It's going to be two men and a couple of cigarettes. Why? Because we tried to buy a cigar before this conversation, but it's Sunday. And on Sunday, for some reason in Italy, nothing is operating. Not sure why. So yeah, we couldn't find a place to buy a cigar. So yeah, what is today's topic, sir?
I don't fucking know. So many times in my life it happened that I was thinking about what's the purpose of life. You start asking yourself questions, you go down the funnel. And in this episode we want to cover our view on that and how you should behave in that situation when you're maybe thinking to a point that it's too much and it gets to overthinking. And sometimes overthinking it can bring to some sort of, I don't know, just can bring you to just maybe bad things. So we just want to show our approach to that for each one of us. And we'll see. We'll probably have different views. And yeah, let's start with that. So, have you ever thought about what's the purpose of life?
Yeah, I went through that phase. I'm not sure how it's called exactly, identity crisis. Something like that, where the whole day you are thinking, okay, what's the point of life? I'm going to die. And why do I even exist? So yeah, I've been through that phase. Did it benefit me somehow? No. It was just a waste of time.
So they even put a name on this fucking thing. So when did that happen for you? And tell us more.
It's actually a very interesting question because I remember very vividly. It happened where we were in a vacation with my parents somewhere for the summer. We had rented a place for like 10, 15 days or so. And I literally spent the whole 10 to 15 days just thinking what's the purpose of life. I was not having fun, I was not enjoying the vacation, and I was just thinking, okay, why do I exist? Which is so ironic now that I think back into it. But yeah, that was a phase I went through. It lasted, good for me, it lasted not long. It was a very short period. But yeah, it was a waste of time.
Why is that ironic?
I said that, I think it was a big waste of time. Instead of living the moment, having fun with my brothers, my sisters, my family, enjoying some time off nothing. Every day was a time off back then. But yeah, what I want to say is that instead of actually enjoying and living life, I was just overthinking and drowning in a spoonful of water.
So did you find an answer to your questions?
No. This is why I'm saying that. And there is no reason to find answer to these questions. It's just that you overcomplicate very simple stuff, that there is not even a thing about to analyze all of that shit.
So you don't know the answer to that? Or you stopped because you found an answer?
Found an answer to what? To why we exist?
To the questions you had in those weeks?
No.
No,
there is no, I didn't find an answer to these questions. And because there is no answer to these questions. What do you mean, why do I exist? What's the purpose of life? What's the meaning of life? Bullshit questions. Really bullshit. A waste of time to even spend time to think about what's the purpose of life, to spend hours thinking and complicating and feeling sad and depressed because we're all gonna die someday. Oof, fucking waste of time and effort.
Feeling sad is different from asking yourself those questions though. Like, why do you say that it's useless to ask yourself those questions? I mean, they look like important questions, that's why people go through them. Like if you don't even know why you're here. I mean,
why are they important?
Because you need to understand if there's a purpose to it.
If there's a purpose to what?
To your life, why you exist. It's in our nature and in every logical brain to try to find a reason for why things happen.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing you said. That as human beings we try to find a reason behind many things. But that's the whole point. You shouldn't look into the reason why something happens. You just need to look at what happens, what you want to happen, just fucking do things. There's no reason to overcomplicate, think about stuff, think about any decisions, think about so it's not going to benefit you at the first place. Why do I say that it was a waste of time and effort? Because first of all, it led me nowhere. I didn't find the answer. And second of all, because literally it was a wasted time that instead of, as I said before, enjoying life, having fun, and just enjoying some time off, I literally took all of that energy I could put into having fun and I put it into overcomplicating and being depressed. So this is why I think it was a waste of time and effort.
What makes you think that maybe you didn't dig deep enough to find an answer to it? Maybe if you spent more time, you would have found an answer and it would have been worth the way.
Maybe I would have found an answer, maybe I wouldn't have found an answer. But the true question is, would it benefit me to have an answer to those questions?
What benefits you? Based on what do you decide what is benefit for you?
Based on the quality of the life I'm living right now and the quality of life I would live, I would have answer to an XYZ question. Would it make me a better human being? Would it help me make more money, fuck more bitches, have a better body? No, neither of those. This is why I think it's a waste of time and effort. Everything that doesn't benefit you in any way, whether it's financially, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally, it's a waste of time.
Why does having money, fucking bitches benefit you, but not finding the purpose of your life benefit you? How do you choose what benefits you if you don't know your purpose?
I explained it before. If it doesn't benefit you either financially, physically, mentally, or any
that's
other
not the question.
aspect.
Is that why do you believe that this is what benefits you? Like, based on what do you choose what benefits you? Why does having a fast car and having a bitch benefit you more than having the solution to these questions?
You already have the answer yourself, because the one is going to improve the quality of your life.
Based on what do you choose what is a high quality life?
That's really up to each person individual. That's not something very strict to anyone. That, okay, I'm going to have different standards for my life compared to someone else. And I'm going to consider something way different as a high quality life compared to someone else. But compared to my standards, I only consider something beneficial, something that will help me reach my goals and my standards. And everything that doesn't help me reach there is a waste of time and effort. This is how I think that something is beneficial or not beneficial, or if it's worth it or not worth it.
So why do you want to know why you're here?
Why do I not want to know why I'm here?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't fucking matter.
How does it not matter?
The true question is the opposite one. How does it matter for me to know why I'm here and why I'm alive and what's the purpose of life? And okay, what is this goal? We're all gonna die, we're all depressed. Why are we human beings? No. Having the answer to this question is completely useless. The only thing that actually matters at the end of the day, the month, is really what you are doing. The thoughts you are having are just thoughts.
Many philosophers made a living out of it. Even me in high school, that's what you study. Like, you study one philosophist after the other, that they all give you an opinion on what's the purpose of life for them. And there is Nietzsche saying one thing, there is Schopenhauer saying another, and one says that you need to fuck as a purpose of life, one says that the dreams and the subconscious gives you purpose, whatever the fuck. So in all these centuries and millennia, people have thought about what's the purpose of life. So do you believe that they're all faggots?
To some extent, yeah. I mean, like, I don't want to say that every philosopher is a faggot, but yeah, to some extent, yeah. So, let me actually reverse that question. Let's say, you, David, what's your ultimate goal for life? Give me random examples, don't want you to become too specific. One a completely random example.
I don't know, because I don't know my purpose of life.
Bring me one random example, don't be too specific, I don't know. Bring me a random example, say the goal of someone else. What can an ultimate goal for your life can be?
create a good generation of future kids after me that are inspired by what I did, by my power, by my money, by everything.
Awesome, great goal. Building a generation and passing down the legacy you are building to that generation can be a very great goal. Okay, so having an answer to all of those questions, why we exist and what's the purpose of life, is it going to help you somehow to reach that goal?
I'm not sure. It might.
How?
Because maybe, actually, the thing is before, because you told me what's your goal in life, and that's where you need to know what's the purpose of life to understand what is your goal. Because if you think that the purpose of life is living a spiritual life, then your goal is not going to be to make millions. If your purpose in life is, well, I don't know, just making the most of my time here, then it might be, then it goes to the goals that you're thinking of, building a legacy and having kids and having money, whatever. But the purpose, in some way, that your answer to that question in some way drives your behavior.
One question I have based on what you said so far, what does living a spiritual life mean?
Maybe some people believe that the purpose of life is just, I don't know how they talk about it, they bullshit they say, but just,
You literally come to my words because I hate all of those words that, they don't have a strict meaning and they just say something that's vague, that you can't define. And no, that's all of bullshit. What does spiritual life mean? What does this mean? No, everything that doesn't have a specific meaning and you can't identify what it is, it's bullshit.
Yeah, that makes sense also, because I read some sort of, those spiritual motivational books that you don't even fucking understand. Like, you just like the way they formulate the sentences, but you don't even know what it fucking means. So, yeah, really, I don't know. I don't think people can actually make a sense out of it. So, that's the point.
So, the main reason why we're talking about this is because, I fell into that situation, you have fell into that situation of overcomplicating, thinking many different stuff, thinking of stuff that's not going to lead you anywhere. Maybe what's the purpose of life, maybe what's the meaning of life, why we're alive, if we're going to die, why would I even try to become something? All of those are questions that really don't even fucking matter, bro.
But it does do something to you. For example, if you are like, well, the purpose of life is none, there is no purpose in life, and I believe that we're just here because of some random atoms that collided and created the universe, and then we are here as a entropy in the universe that just happened, then the way you act is different from a person that thinks, well, I believe I'm here because God put me in this planet and God created everything and I need to serve my purpose. Like they can come to different conclusions. Well, okay, life is meaningless, there's nothing that happens later, well then I do whatever the fuck I want, I can steal, I can do whatever I want to make the most out of it. If I believe maybe religion or maybe whatever, then I would act in a different way. So it does do something, doesn't it?
But now you change the topic, meaning that you're talking about the importance of believing into a religion, believing into a God, and having faith as your driving factor to taking action.
Yeah, but that's one of the solutions that people give to the question of what's the purpose of life. For example, let's take Nietzsche, the philosopher. He basically, as far as I remember, he was saying that a lot of people use God as a purpose of their life, or they use democracy, or they used any sort of like idealistic thing just to make people believe in something, to make people believe in the law, make people believe in democracy, but make people believe in a God above them, just because otherwise people would realize that there's actually nothing and they would all be depressed and sad. And so people give these meanings to them to avoid being void.
So,
So the point I was trying to make is having an answer to that question can really make or break your life. Because some people, like I said, maybe they don't have a purpose and they fall into depression. Some people can't find a purpose and they don't.
And it's what I said before, that it all comes down to if it's going to benefit you in any way or not. For me, going through all of those questions and all of those over complicating and overthinking all about the life and the meaning, it let me know. Did it help me become a better person? Did it help me become more successful? Did it help me live my life? It literally didn't help me, didn't benefit me in any way. Now, in some cases, it might benefit you, as you said, the fact that you may believe in God, may believe in X, Y, Z thing. If it's going to make you become a better person, it means that it's going to be beneficial for you. So yeah, in that case, it's worth doing it.
So, if I'm understanding it correctly, your point of view is interesting because it's slightly different. It's actually the opposite of what other people think. What I mean by that is, a lot of people start by, okay, what is the purpose? Religion. And then, what is the purpose this? What is the purpose that? And from their purpose, they extract what they have to do or what they want to do in life. What you're saying is that you do the opposite mechanism. First, you understand who you want to be in life, and then from there, you think, what are the beliefs that help me the most to get there?
100%, that's exactly what I want to say.
But this is not how people do it. This is not how you're supposed to do it.
Supposed to do it? What do you mean? It's not how you're supposed to do it.
You're supposed to believe in something because you believe in it, not because it helps you. I mean, I'm just telling you as food for thought. It's not that I necessarily agree with what I'm saying. But this is what a person would say.
Didn't get the question exactly.
That usually when people say that they believe in something, it's because they actually believe in that thing, not because it helps them do something else.
Why would I believe in something? It's not going to make me a better person. The fact that I believe in it for X, Y, Z reason doesn't mean that I don't believe in it. It just means that I believe in it because it's going to make me a better person. That's the whole point why I came back to Christianity, because for some years in my life, I was not believing in God, meaning that it was a topic that was way out of my mind. But at some point I noticed that, okay, if I put God and Christianity as my driving factor in taking many actions, it's going to make me become a better person. So why not go for it? It's going to hurt me in any way. No, it's only going to benefit both me and the people around me.
But how can you choose what to believe in? Like, usually when you believe in something, it's because you believe in it, not because it serves a purpose. Like, how can you put a thought in your mind? Are you, theoretically, I see, usually people believe, I cannot choose what to believe. Like, they believe in something because they believe in it. So you're saying, I choose to believe in this thing.
Yeah.
How can you choose to believe in something?
Everyone chooses to believe in something. How can you believe something and not choose to believe on it?
No, really. Usually when people believe in something, it comes from not like a choice. Not like, okay, let's think what I want to believe in. Like, people don't wake up one day and they're like, well, do I want to believe that I'm going to become religious or do I want to be atheist? It's not something that one day they wake up and they have a choice in front of them, X or Y. It's something that it's a belief that they build as they grow up based on what they see, based on what they think. So that's what I mean, that they don't choose it. It's not like a choice that they make rationally. From what you're saying is that it looks like you're choosing it consciously. Instead, for other people, it's more like an unconscious mechanism.
No,
They build their belief system with time.
Yeah, but doesn't mean that they don't do it consciously. Everyone is taking actions consciously. How can you not believe in something consciously?
Consciously doesn't mean, unconsciously it doesn't mean that they don't know what they're choosing, but it means that they're not, like I said, they're not just one day picking what to do. It's more like a slow thing that it's a thought that you grow with time based on what you see, but not a thing that you just choose like that.
Yeah, how do you choose like that? Based on what you see and based on your experiences.
No, because, for example, you said religion, okay? Which is a good example. you said up to one day you were not believing in it, and what you saw and what you experienced is pretty much the same, and then one day you said, well, I actually want to do it because it benefits me.
Yeah.
But your experience with the religion was pretty much the same, meaning that it's not that you had different information, did you? Expand on that.
If I had different information.
Yeah, so you said you chose to believe into a religion just because one day you just said, well, it benefits me, so I choose to change. But it's not that you changed the amount of things you knew or the experience you had with religion. Because you said before, well, based on your experience you make a choice, but based on your experience you also made the choice to not be religious, and then you also made the choice to be religious.
Yeah.
So where does that come from?
I just experienced both of them. I experienced my life believing in God, and I experienced my life not believing in God. And I saw that in the first case, I was happier, I was taking better decisions, I was more decision driven, I had a better purpose in my life. So as long as I experienced both, I saw, okay, this one is better for me.
Okay, so I might argue this thing, not just religion is just a very good example, but in general, there's this argument which is a subtopic, let's say, of do you believe what you believe or do you believe what is true? What would be your solution to that, your answer to that?
Didn't get the question.
Do you believe what you want to believe or do you believe what is true?
What do you mean?
I mean, for example, you're saying, pretty much the answer that I think you have is the first one. That's why I asked you, because you said, well, why would I believe in something if it doesn't benefit me? But usually when you believe in something, at least the idea I had with the word belief, is that you believe in something when you think that that thing is true, not based on what benefits you. Like what benefits you has not necessarily every time have to do with the truth.
Got it. So, to give you a perfect example for that one, let's say you're working in the road. Let's talk about myself, just to give more practical examples to make more clear what I want to say. I'm in the gym, and while I'm in the gym, I believe that I'm the baddest motherfucker in the gym. Am I actually the baddest motherfucker in the gym? No. There are guys that are stronger than me, guys that are bigger than me, guys that are better looking than me, guys that are better than me in any aspect. But is the thought of me being the baddest motherfucker in the gym going to benefit me in terms of me having a great and awesome workout? Yeah, so this is why I'm going to believe it, even though if it's not true.
So even if it's not true?
Yeah, even if it's not true.
Do you think that that's the case with religion as well? That you tell yourself something even if that...
100%. Can I actually know if Jesus Christ existed thousands of years ago, or if everything written in the Bible is true? No, I'm not 100% true. I didn't live back then to be on, just to confirm that everything happened.
That's an interesting view, because two things. One is some religious people, they say they believe because they know it's true. Now, I don't know if it's because they got to a level of self-delusion, of, let's say, lying to themselves so much to the point that they tell themselves that they know that for sure because there's proof, or maybe just because it's a different mentality than what you're explaining. What do you think is the case?
That you can never be 100% sure about anything. But that's the whole point, even though you're not 100%. I'm going to talk about the religion, even though I'm not 100% sure that everything I believe is true. This is the whole point of belief, that I believe in it regarding if it's true or not, or if it happened or not. This is the whole point of belief, as you mentioned before. Believing in something even though you're not 1,000% sure, even though it may not be true. You just believe in it for X, Y, Z reason.
So, at this point, you say, I believe in what I want to believe, even if it's a lie. And, for example, there are many kids that maybe they feel smart, and maybe even me in the past, well, do you believe in God? I was like, no, because, I know there's no proof for that, and science proved the opposite. So very data-driven type of mindset of, well, I know it's not true because, I mean, the science says that, so, I mean, it's just a different thing. But, so I thought that people that were religious, because this thing that you're saying is all a new thing to me, because I thought people that are religious, they actually believe that science is wrong and they are right with their own proof. Which in that case, if we compare from data to data, it's true that science has more data. But instead, the view you're giving right now, it's a completely different view. It's not, I believe in religion because science is wrong. It's, I believe in religion because that serves, like, because I want it, like, because it helps me, regardless of what's true. So scientists might be right. They might have more data. They can bring as much data as you want. But at the end of the day, who's going to live a better life? Who's going to benefit from that the most? So then at the end of the day, who fucking wins? Who fucks the bitch?
So yeah, I 100% agree with that. Also, one more topic I want to expand on. I don't think that science and the religion are two different things. I don't think that one thing is completely opposite to the other. Not they believe in science or we either believe in God. No, I just think that even though the science now. Just to give you a practical example, because the most common argument about the fact that religion is an exact opposite thing to science is the fact that you will hear many scientists say, yeah, but you know, as human beings, we didn't come from Adam and Eve, we came from evolving pieces, we were somewhere, how do you call that thing, ambivada?
I'm not sure, no, it's, I don't know.
I'm saying the Greek word now, I don't know how it's called in English. But yeah, what I want to say is that this is the most common argument when it comes to religion, when it comes to science. But in that thing, what I mean that they are not contemporary things is the fact that many things written in the Bible and many things that the Christianity is going to teach you are not exactly 100% as they actually happen. Meaning that many things written in the Bible and many things that the Christianity teaches you are metaphors. How do you call it?
Yeah, similes, metaphors.
Metaphors, yeah. Meaning that, okay, everyone knows that as human beings we didn't come from Adam and Eve. But who created all the universe? Who created everything? God created everything, even though we come from the orangutan and a couple of years ago we used to be apes. They're not contemporary things, but just some people take for literal what's written in the Bible and what the Christianity teaches you. Meanwhile, many of the things are metaphors.
So, but like many religious people actually believe that these things are not metaphors. And you're saying that they are metaphors.
Yeah, they are metaphors just to give you a lesson. You need to get a lesson.
What makes you think that this is a metaphor though? Because a religious person says this is a metaphor, another person says, no, I actually believe that we were not monkeys. And
no, that's not actually the case. And it's actually a conversation I've had with my father, who is an Orthodox priest, and we have it many times, and for many years we have talked about. And it's exactly what he told me, that many things written in the Bible and many things that we listen to the church every time, they're all metaphors, because the Christianity wants to pass a message to the people.
Yeah, but this is a point of view of some people. Like I said, there's other people that believe another thing. So what makes you think that your point of view in this thing is right and other people's point of view is wrong?
The fact that both things are right at the same time. Life is not white or black. Yeah, we didn't come from Adam and Eve, we come from the apes, we come from different species before, but how did it all start? Then you go back into thousands and millions of years ago, and this is the point where the science has no answer, and this is where it all comes back to the religion and to the fact that the God created everything.
So you think it's a mix?
Yeah, and there's true in both sides.
Interesting. So on this topic, my question for you is, you choose to believe in what benefits you,
Yeah.
even if that might be a lie.
Yeah.
And in the past, I kind of got to a point where I kind of understood that. I was like, you know what, maybe that's actually the case. Maybe, for example, if I become religious, that would help me, that would benefit me more. If I think this thing, that would benefit me more. But I'm just too rational to just lie to myself. Like, I don't want to lie to myself. So how do you counter-argument this?
Oh, I can't counter-argue it. If you don't want to lie to yourself and if you don't want to think something that will benefit you even though it's a lie, then just don't do it. For me personally as George, makes me a better person, gives me the confidence, gives me the power to go through many tasks in my life. So this is why I fucking believe it, and I don't give a fuck if it's right, if it's wrong, if it's actually true, if it's not true.
Yeah, but how can you actually believe in something that you know is a lie? Like, I can try to convince myself into a lie, but if I know it's a lie, deep down I know that I don't actually believe in it. Because deep down I know, well, I'm actually just lying to myself, trying to get the benefit out of it. But of course, I know deep down it's a lie because I'm the one telling myself this lie. So.
Because if you actually believe in it, then you actually start acting like it's actually true, and you don't care that, okay, it may be a lie. You're not even thinking about it anymore. Just to give you an example with the gym, because it's a perfect example I'm thinking about all the time, that when I'm in the gym, I'm the baddest motherfucker in the gym. At that point where I'm in that zone, where I feel like I'm the baddest motherfucker, where I may be, I may not be, it doesn't matter. I'm not even thinking about the fact that, yeah, but I might not be. I'm just enjoying that feeling, enjoying that moment, enjoying all of the benefits that come from it. So this is how I view it. And now if you are saying to me that, yeah, but I can't convince myself to believe those things, okay, don't convince yourself and stay a fucking loser and go to the gym saying that other people are better than me and I'm not going to be humble and I'm going to train like a bitch. That's absolutely fine for me.
Mm. But doesn't the fact of lying to yourself reflect with the fact of, there's this thing in personal development space of, you need to keep your word, but this doesn't really have to do with this, right? Like the fact of lying to yourself, in this case, does it reflect with the fact of lying to yourself when you say, I'm going to do this work today, and then you don't do it because you are in the attitude of lying to yourself? Is it a different type of lying, or they have to do with each other?
It's what I said before, that even though the first one, you may be lying to yourself, I don't view it as lying. This is not how I view it or how I feel.
So it's a different type of lying. Like, it has nothing to do with the thing of, I say I will do something and then I don't do it because I don't stick to my own words.
You are the one who will tell me.
I don't know, you're talking. I do believe it's a different type of thing, yeah.
And that's what I believe as well. And this is how I'm acting as well, not only what I believe. I'm not saying to bullshit yourself or to say things to yourself that that are not going to benefit or going to be completely rational. I'm not going to go out there and say, yeah, I'm the richest person in the world, even though I'm not, but just to gain the confidence of being the richest person in the world. No, I'm not saying that to bullshit yourself to that extent. I'm just saying that, okay, to certain occasions, it's a good thing to lie to yourself. It's going to use it to your advantage.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Does this have some counter effects sometimes? And let me give you some examples in this regard. You choose to believe in what you want to believe, and so you choose to believe, well, fuck science, and I can deadlift however the fuck I want because you don't believe in science and you do whatever you want, and so you deadlift with your back arched, and then you come back home every day and you say, I don't believe in science, I'm gonna eat red meat every day because I don't believe in the fact that you shouldn't eat it more than a few times per week. Actually, I think science says something like 1 time per week. But maybe in 20 years from now, you realize that science was right, and now you have cancer and hernia.
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
Maybe, it may happen.
And what then? Would you regret it?
And then, well, no, you see, why would I face a problem that I might not even going to face in my lifetime?
Do you know a word called prevention?
Not going to, not it's often going to be a problem. What are you talking about?
What makes you think that?
You're just thinking hypothetical scenarios. You create problems where they don't exist.
Well, that's the purpose of prevention. I mean, of course, if I eat paper every day, I might not get any damage now, but I will hypothesize that I will get it in a week. If I eat 2 kilos of paper per day. But the fact that I hypothesize that we'll get in a few weeks already makes me stop from doing it now.
You literally gave the worst example you could give.
It's just a random example. Like, why can't... But just anything. Why don't you just crush your face into the wall? Because you hypothesize that if you do it, you get hurt. But now it's going to be a problem that you have only when you smash your face to the wall. But the hypothesis of you getting hurt then will stop you from doing it.
You compare completely different things. Why? Because if you eat red meat every day, you're going to feel fucking great, you're going to become a better human being. If you eat 2 kilos of paper every day, you're going to be a fucking loser.
Okay, so the difference is in the fact that eating red meat and deadlifting however the fuck you want benefits you in the moment that you do it.
Yeah. No, and after, not only necessarily in the moment that you're doing it.
Okay, but you have an instant benefit from it. Okay. But then, doesn't this have to do with the idea of I delay instant gratification for long-term satisfaction?
What do you mean?
For example, you work a lot, I guess, because you want to delay the instant gratification of not working and doing whatever the fuck you want for a long-term satisfaction of being the person that you want. And so why don't you do the same with deadlifts and or meat and delaying the instant gratification of getting a small benefit on a daily basis just to put 5-10 more kilos to the bar rather than just keeping a good form and keeping a good diet to make sure that you'll get also long-term gratification from it.
You're comparing completely different things. Completely different things. Completely different things.
It's food for thought. I'm asking you explain.
No, it's not
explaining
food for
what
thought.
way. Explaining what way it's different. If you believe it's different.
What do you mean, bro? You're comparing a fucking work that, okay, I work a lot hard now to enjoy life later to fucking eating red meat every day and deadlifting.
Yeah.
First of all, eating red meat every day and deadlifting with an okay, not so strict form, which I think is gay, but okay, let's not talk about this because that's the topic of the conversation. It's going to benefit you both instant and both in the long run as well. Meanwhile, not working right now because you said that, okay, I want to enjoy life now is a completely loser and completely different thing.
And why do you say that you also benefit from it in the long term from like the deadlift and the red meat? For the fact that you keep having the benefit no matter how many times you do it.
Yeah.
How about when you have cancer?
I'm not going to have cancer. What are you talking about?
Okay. I'm just asking.
Can I get cancer from what? From deadlifting?
No, from meat.
Who are you going to get cancer from it?
Science.
That science cap again. Spoiler alert!
You just said you believe in science 20 minutes ago.
This is that I believe in everything that science is. I believe that there are true in both sides when it comes to science and religion.
This is for another episode then. So if I were to ask you,
Yeah.
if I were in a situation that I'm depressed because I'm thinking about the fact that I can't find a purpose in my life,
Yeah. What would
you
I say to you?
Yeah, which is not the case, by the way.
Yeah, hypothetically, yeah. Okay. Two very simple question. Very simple question. Very simple answer, I mean. Just stop doing it and start doing fucking things. Stop overcomplicating, stop thinking about what's the purpose of life. Just, as soon as you wake up, take a piece of paper, take a fucking phone, take a laptop, write down things you have to do, and start doing them without thinking about it. That's literally how you solve depression.
But why would I do it if life has no meaning?
And what's the other option? You have to not do it and stay a fucking loser because life has no meaning. Would you rather spend 10 years in your life and be somewhere even though life has no meaning? Or would you rather spend 10 years of your life and stay a fucking loser because life has no meaning? What's the other scenario?
Well, if it has no meaning, it doesn't matter. Whether you're rich, whether you're broke.
Yeah, stay
You die
broken
anyway.
loser. And die is broken loser. I'm completely fine. I will live with it completely fine for the rest of my life.
Okay, this is another interesting point though. For example, famous politician in LA died, and I heard somebody saying, you see, when, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to make money, and somebody told me, you see, even billionaires die.
Yeah.
Which is a point. And so, what do you think about this?
About the fact that everyone is dying.
Everybody dies eventually.
Yeah.
But that still makes it worth it to go through to achieve your goals and do all of that if anyway you will die.
It depends. What I told you before, that you have either two options. You either live life being a fucking winner, or you live life being a fucking loser. In both scenarios, you're going to die eventually. That's not something you can avoid. That's something you will live off for the rest of your life, knowing that at some point you will die. Now, you want to live these years being a fucking loser, or you want to live these years being a fucking winner?
And is there a difference, after all?
Yeah, to one point you're going to be a fucking winner, the one you're going to be a fucking loser. At the end of your life, no, you're going to die, and after a few years, everyone's going to forget about you. It's not something you can avoid.
Mm. And so, do you think there is a better choice among the two? To choose to be a winner or to be a loser? Is one choice better than the other?
Depends on what your criteria for what is better.
What do you think?
If you are completely fine with being a fucking loser for the rest of your life because you're gonna die, yeah, that's the best option for you. Stay with it. I'm all down for it. Stay a fucking loser forever. Now, when it comes to me, no, I don't want to die being a fucking loser. So, in my case, yeah, being a fucking winner is going to be a better option for me.
So, why do you want to be a winner and not a loser?
Because I just want. Simple as that. There's no specific reason. It's just a human instinct I have.
Have you always had it, or it just came one day?
I didn't have it. It didn't come from one day to another. I just gradually developed it. If you're asking me, and it all comes down to the reason why we started the conversation. What's the meaning of life? If you were to ask me, yeah, George, but what's the meaning of life? Why do you want to become a winner? Why do you want to do this? Because I just want to fucking do it. That's literally it. 100%.
And why do you just want to fucking do it?
Because I just want to do it. It's what I said. That's literally it. There is no meaning behind it. There's no secret I have hidden from everyone which drives me to chase the goals that I'm chasing.
But people say, if you want to achieve your goals, you need to know the deep reason why you want it. You need to ask yourself the 5 whys. 5 whys is an exercise that you start with something. For example, I want to make money. Have you ever heard of this exercise?
No.
I want to make money. Why? Because I want to be better. Why do you want to be better? And you go down 5 layers, or even more if you want, to find the deep reason.
5 whys.
Yeah, to find the deep reason why. And the reason why people do this exercise is because once they know the deep reason why they want to do something, well, in that case, that should push them more to actually get to do that shit and move their ass. What do you think about this?
How much time will it take you to go through that bullshit exercise?
10 minutes?
If you were to spend that 10 minutes fucking planning your day, would it be better for you or not? Or that spend 10, 15, how many it is, if you would spend that time instead of thinking of the 5 guys, actually doing the fighting work you have to do to reach your goals, would it be more beneficial for you or not?
I don't know, maybe if you find a good why, maybe it will help you push more for the rest of your life.
No, it won't.
Why do you say that?
Because what's actually going to benefit you is the amount of work you're going to put in at the end of the day. Now the why and the reason and everything else, no, it's just bullshit and time you're going to spend to literally waste.
But doesn't knowing why you want to do something help you do it?
No.
But yes, for example, I want to make money because I want to make money versus I want to make money because I need to pay for a surgery by the end of the year because otherwise I die. This is a why. And this will probably change it. You said that yourself in a few episodes before, when you said to push yourself to the limit, that you said, well, would you be able to make $1 million this year? No. Would you be able to make $1 million if your life depended upon it? Yes. Or your mother's life, whatever.
Yeah.
So isn't that the why, the reason why you want to do something, and isn't that the thing that's pushing you to do it?
No, that's a different thing, because the reason why I was saying this argument is because many times you're not pushing yourself as much as you could push yourself.
Because you need a why to do it.
No, you don't need a why to do it. Am I actually going to die if I want to make 100 grand by the end of the year? No. Is there a specific reason why I want to make 100 grand per year? No. I just want to fucking do it. And I'm going to push myself as if I had a very important why behind it. Meaning that if I or someone close to me would die, for a random example.
So you need a why, but it doesn't have to be a real why. For example, to deadlift 500 kilos, you need the why of, I have to imagine to be lifting a car off my kids, but it doesn't have to be a real why. Like the fact of not actually having a why doesn't have to stop you from doing it, because you can invent it or you can recreate the feeling of having a why.
Let's talk about the example you mentioned right now with the why, the fact that the 500 kilo deadlift. Was there really a reason for Eddie Hall or Thor to lift 500 kilos?
No. I mean,
there is no reason to do it. They just want to be the strongest motherfuckers in the fucking world. And that's why they fucking did it. Why did they want to be the strongest motherfuckers in the world? Because they just want to fucking do it. Because they are top G's of the top G's. That's what I mean. You don't need a reason to do it. You just need to fucking do it.
How do people choose if they want to be winners or losers?
Extremely simple. You just sit down. You ask yourself, do I want to be a winner? There are two answers. Yes, no. That's literally it.
But nobody will say, no, I don't want to be a winner. Yet, a lot of people become not winners.
Yeah.
Therefore, losers.
So what does that mean?
I'm asking you. So, like, why is that? Is that because people don't make the conscious decision of being losers, but they happen to be losers, or...
No. No one happens to be a loser. Or no one happens to be anything. It's all conscious decisions. Now, why many people, even though they will say to themselves, yeah, I want to become winner, they're not becoming actually winners because don't want it bad enough, because didn't take X, Y, Z action, because didn't do X, Y, Z thing.
You said they didn't want it bad enough. So, yeah. How can people want it bad enough? Isn't that related to the why?
No.
So, how can you choose how bad you want something?
Depends. It really depends on how you choose how bad you want something. Sometimes it's not a decision you take consciously. For example, let's say I want to make 100 grand by the end of the year. How do I choose how bad do I fucking want it? I don't do it. It's clearly my instinct. Which says that, okay, I have to do this. How bad do I want to do this? I want to do it very fucking bad. If I don't want to do it very fucking bad, then okay, let's consider something else. So pretty much that's the way you choose how bad you want something. You don't have to overcomplicate and ask yourself the 5, the 7, the 15 or the 25 Y's, X, Y, Z, W's. You just have to ask yourself, what do I want? Okay, how bad do I fucking want it? Okay, let's fucking go for it. No 5 Y's.
So is there no purpose to life?
There is purpose to life. You define your purpose.
So there is no innate purpose to life. Like there is no purpose that you are born with, but there's a purpose that you build.
Yeah.
So,
or maybe, don't know, I have the idea in my mind that, and it all comes back to the religion, that I am right now where I am for a specific reason. I have a specific task that God and the universe has given to me, and I have to do this regardless.
So Nietzsche is pretty much in some ways similar to what you're saying. The only difference is, as far as I remember, I might spread some misinformation, but for what I know, my interpretation of Nietzsche, he says that basically many people use religion, use whatever as a purpose to their life, but he made books saying that God is dead, meaning that nobody anymore believes in religion and nobody anymore believes in all these idealistic things that used to be told to people to give them an innate purpose. Meaning that many people use democracy, whatever the fuck ideology, to have a purpose, to have something that drives their life. And so Nietzsche was saying, well, actually, this is all bullshit, and there's no actually innate purpose, and you're born pretty much with no value in some way. You can interpret it that way. And so once you realize it as a human, you can choose to say a bitch, pretty much, or to turn yourself into a superhuman, which is the action of purposefully choosing and creating your own purpose in life. So that's what a superhuman does to elevate himself to the Übermensch, I think it was called, something like that. He was German, I believe. So
German people are weird.
yeah, I'm not
But
sure
yeah.
that's the right word, but if it is, top G.
The main point is that, yeah, I 100% agree with what you said.
But he did not believe in religion, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
Because he says that religion is one of the many things that people use as a purpose, but it's not actually like the thing, an actual purpose.
So what do I believe in that?
Yeah, if you say that you build your own purpose, then
Yeah.
why do you choose one of the main prefabricated, like one of the main templates, let's say in some way, of thoughts that people give you, like religion, which is something that comes from outside, not something you build yourself. You didn't create religion yourself.
Yeah, I didn't create religion myself, but I created the belief in the religion myself. And it all comes down to the same argument I've made many times. I think that I'm kind of maybe repeating myself sometimes, that you just need to weigh things. Does that benefit me? Does that not benefit me? What's going to be more beneficial for me? If it's better for you, go for it. If it's not better but good for you, then don't go for it. Whether it's religion, whether it's the gym, whether it's the self-belief you have, whether it's literally everything.
In the past, I once believed, which is something that pretty much also many philosophers did, in a philosophical way they said that, but pretty much the same thing, that the purpose of life is fucking. Do you think that this has any partial truth in that, or no?
Yeah, there's some partial truth to the fact that one of the meanings in life is to recreate the species. And it's a thing we have as animals, because also humans, we are fighting animals, we have animal instincts.
So that's an innate purpose, though. We just said that we don't have any innate purpose.
Both, yeah and no. One of the innate purpose, you can frame it that way, is to recreate the species. Which comes back to the human nature and the way we're made as fighting apes.
So maybe deep down, everything that you want as a purpose that you create by yourself can be down to the fact that you want to make yourself more breathable in front of the other gender of your own species, and you just want to be the most fertile individual.
For
the
sure.
Strongest sperm.
For sure that's an animal instinct to have. And not only making yourself more breathable, but also making yourself someone worth, to build a legacy for your children, for your grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. Like peacocks that want to have a bear thing.
Like peacocks, like lions, like literally every animal you will take in the universe.
So we're no smarter than peacocks.
I didn't say that. I just said we have some animal instincts.
Yeah, but then if you're driven by the same thing peacocks are driven by, we're deep down not smarter than peacocks.
No, that's literally not what I said.
No, but I'm not saying
You're
what you
not
said.
smarter.
I'm not saying what you said. I'm just giving you this thing. Is that true or not? It's what I said.
No, that's not true. Of course that's not true. Do you consider yourself dumber than a fucking peacock?
I didn't say dumber. I said we might be at the same level deep down. We might have created languages and podcasts and everything just to convince ourselves that humans are smarter than peacocks, but then after they were the same, as we're driven by the same thing, like every other animal.
No, we're not 100% driven by the same thing. We have some instincts because, okay, we're animals as well. But yeah, as a human being, as a species, we're more clever, to say that way, more evolved than fucking peacocks. We know how to build a fucking tower, we know how to evolve, we know how to do X, Y, Z thing that literally any other animal can't do.
That we're going to use for the same purpose as the peacocks do. To be more breathable and to fuck more. Or to fucking better places.
Yeah, that's a humanistic, but that doesn't mean that you have the same logic or the same IQ with the fucking peacock.
Okay. Interesting. Do you want to add something?
No, I think pretty much we covered everything. For sure there are topics we can expand upon, but I'm very satisfied with how the conversation went so far.
Okay. Then me and George say bye-bye to you. We'll see you next time.
And one thing I really want to keep you out from that conversation, stop overcomplicating shit.